there is less than an hour until flips for night 5 of this completely normal game of the IMM. My throat kind of feels sort of normal, so I'm gonna quickly pop this out now. It might be like all late and all like bunk by the time that this comes out, but it also might not be. And this phase was interesting, and probably the phase that most like needs talking about in the game, from my perspective. I'm sure very big things happened early game with like how the waffles and Eli kills and stuff came together. But I wasn't part of those, so they don't matter. Yeah, so I don't know. I've in light of how ridiculous some parts of this kill or some part of this night has been, it's definitely made me consider how much of EIMM, like the quote unquote correct play unquote, is like something you can only know in hindsight. Because like, let's say, um, so Annie asked Cyraxis if they could dock him. And like maybe in like another universe, that's like a good play, right? But I feel like it just made Cyraxis think it was funnier to shoot him when I came to Cyraxis like, hey, these guys are winning. Yeah, and that I only had that relationship with Cyraxis because I big gifted him randomly on night 2 despite not having a shout with him. Like you can't really predict shit like that. It, it's not how normal people play. Why am I like this? Um, but yeah, I guess you can always kind of account for a chaos factor existing. But yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, I guess. So this was the night where I don't know if it's correct to say I started playing the game because maybe that kind of devalues stuff I did in previous nights. But it was definitely the game, definitely the night of the game where I feel like I may have just ended up being the most centralizing force like in the night. Definitely like at least top three. I'm not gonna lie, the OJ self mod kill incredibly fucked me over because realistically OJ was gonna tank so many shots from like PS, new PS, but it's being an obvious like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you if you don't shoot me thing. But instead, like all of those shots kind of bounced onto me. So if I die tonight, I I feel like the mod kill just killed me. I'll be completely honest. Like that sounds like cope, but I feel like it's real. Um, so yeah, but basically, so OJ posted like his F3, like the obvious F3 of Annie Zorquak's Lin, and so I didn't necessarily think it was going to be that exact three, but I had for a while in this game been eyeing up a group of those three players plus Dactyl plus Abi and Abdel as like people who didn't seem very likely to cross shoot, but were in like significantly like powerful positions. And so I figured that okay, like there needs to be progress made here. And then last night, part of my assumption was proved wrong because Abdel went after both Lin and Zorquax, but he got leaked and died. So this kind of makes it even more urgent. And so basically, Uh, I kind of just pulled out everything tonight in terms of like every connection I had made and felt decently comfortable with at any extent this game. I basically pulled it out and gambled on them and got what I think might be 50 damage combined across Quacks, Annie, and Lin. Uh, it's like likely that it doesn't all work out, and it's likely that one of them, at least one of them, lives. But you can't say that I didn't try to flip the game. If not, and if I did kill them all, I am a genius, haha. But then, like, honestly, I feel like if I do kill them all, I don't know if that just puts like a huge target on my back, but we'll see. I mean, it definitely kind of needed to happen, the Annie and Lynn side of it. And yeah, I feel like everyone just I would have, to be honest, I'd be like most okay with like Quacks living. I don't know. Maybe I am actually just like socialed by Quad's godly like, a social game, even though to be honest it hasn't been. But I don't know. I don't have a chat with Annie, right? So like there is no kind of delusions between us that we could win together. Like I thought they were just dying for most of the game, or they were AFK, and so I never bothered making a chat with them. And just kind of doing it this late, it's just like, yeah, we both know it's not real. And I never really had that good of a relationship with Lindana either. The only, ironically, the best my relationship with this game was probably tonight when I was pretending to act misted about thinking OJ needed to die because no one else would shoot OJ, right? Um, but yeah, after the OJ mod kill, it all got a little bit weird. Although there was something also kind of weird before then, I guess that would be interesting to talk about. So, I was very sus of Abby for a little bit tonight. And that was because in my, as I was talking about before, I had those conversations with Quacks and Lynn about being potentially worried about no one shooting OJ because he was being such a big target, everyone would think someone else would deal with him. And I only told that to those two people, right? Because they were really the people who needed to hear that from my perspective. Like, it was good to tell that to those people. So I didn't bother telling it to anyone else because, yeah. So apart from that, what happened was, um, yeah, so Abby, right. Yeah, Abby just posted in, like, my chat, like, a really obvious sign that he'd been talking to Quaxolin because he referenced thinking I was wrong that like OJ would die, and we hadn't brought it up in our conversation at all. And then I said like, oh, who? And then he kind of was like, never mind. So I don't know. It was definitely a little bit sus. I'll say that. And so I basically kind of left Abby in the dark as much as I possibly could on anything I was doing tonight. And so as a result of that, I don't know. I think I got it all working out because I pulled in, I think, a paid actor, Ricaria, C7, Henshi, Cyraxis, me, Rando, uh, Lit, possibly Arby, Vi, and Dactyl. That is a lot of people. That's a lot of damage. And so hopefully, we've dunked on these fools. And yeah, that's kind of like the kind of summary of my night, to be honest. Uh, we just didn't want to lose to the huge group of PSs who would not probably cross shoot. And I feel like we've probably pulled it off. It feels likely. I don't really know where I get left in the game after this. I know that there's a lot of damage submitted on me as far as I'm aware, because from what I can see, the new PSs have one kill target per night mostly. It feels like they have one kill target per night. I mean, have you seen the rest of the game? You've seen how we've had one death per real life day since the game started? If you discount mod kills, like, man, it's ridiculous. I, I, the thing is, I've probably just made it worse because I've like concentrated so much damage onto three people, and I think, despite all the damage on me tonight, I think I am more likely to live than die because I have, I think, two docs and potentially a heal shot as well. And I've got a lot of the new PSs and Annie and Quacks and Lynn all blocked. It could go horribly wrong and I could die, but I had fun this phase. It was definitely better than the previous phases. So yeah, That's about it, I guess.